Hello and welcome to Business World, sir. So you have just launched your solutions for Indian Railways. So could you please elaborate on the product and services you're offering for the Railways network?
Well, as you may be aware, Trimble are a very large global company, and we envisage that in India, with the technology advances that the Indian Railways are looking to adopt, we believe that we've got a number of solutions, both hardware and software, that will enhance what they're doing and make their operations even more efficient than what they currently are. Paul, would you comment?
As Robert stated, Trimble, we offer solutions for various verticals across the whole construction continuum. Rail being obviously a huge part of infrastructure. The challenges that come, with that type of infrastructure, certainly in respect of India, something like $60 billion of development that's going on. To enable that to go ahead, innovation in technology is certainly required. And what Trimble bring to the table is, innovation in certain hardware solutions as well as software, and integration of those various applications enable that projects can be efficiently built and hopefully on time and within the budgets of the industry that they have today.
So I completely understand that we do have few infrastructural lapses in our system. So what do you think, what are the services which are the need of the hour for the development?
Well, Trimble have got some very boutique solutions, and that goes in a very vertical sense from the design of the railway itself to being able to offer software that allows the best corridor to be chosen to make the most efficient use of the land space that's available, all through to the planning and the basic layout of the railway structure itself, through to systems and technology that enable the safe operation of the railway itself for the maintainers of the rolling stock, and we have a lot of enhancements in that vertical way.
So if we look at the phases of the different phases of construction, as Robert rightly said, we have lots of different applications and tools and solutions that help the delivery of that. Also, moving on from there is the life cycle of that project. So monitoring applications as well. Looking at the existing infrastructure. So taking that forward, if you've got bridges and monitoring those to make sure they're still in a usable fashion. We understand there was a unfortunate incident over here, so a lot of the crossings that go over the rail networks need replacing or adding to, so people can actually cross the various railroads that are going through. So it's in a big part it's about the construction, and in the latter stages it's the maintenance of those different networks that you're building as well.
We witnessed quite a large number of derailments and train accidents in our country. So how does your products and services ensure safety to the trains?
Well, safety starts from good maintenance practices, and the experience that I've had to date over a number of years of visiting India and the railways, the maintenance practices are of very high standard. But there are other technologies that you're able to incorporate which will enhance the good practices that already exist, and by enhancing those practices and building a database of the measurements that are needed on certain railway vehicles, then you have a much better opportunity of avoiding such incidents that may occur.
The other aspect is what we've heard today is thousands of kilometres of railroad that's got to be built. So actually doing constant monitoring of those, with different technologies is important. One aspect could be, UAV technology that we have to limit the number of crews that you have on site and be able to, fly scanning drones across the network. So there's lots of different technologies that can be deployed to improve health and safety on these different networks and maintenance.
So now India has a huge railway network. So have you selected any cities or have you selected any sectors from where you would be starting in providing solutions or services?
Really need to be driven by the railways themselves. The technologies that we provide from our group within Trimble, which is called Vision, are systems that sit in a fixed position at the side of the track or on the track itself. And what you need to do is understand the traffic flow so that you put these systems into the most concentrated area of traffic flow where you're able to do monitoring and detecting of faults in the most consistent way. So that's always done in consultation with the railway owner, and through discussion and through looking at their network maps, then you're able to make that decision with them.
In terms, exactly as Robert stated, we're not driving the development. We're here to assist the owners and operators and the contractors. So holistically across those development phases, first, planning needs to be done. So going in and planning the corridors within a decent amount of time ahead, allowing efficient design and what is the best route to take, whether it's through a high populated dense area or whether you're going to cut through topography that needs a lot of excavation work and tunneling. So those are the choices that the rail networks need to take. What is the best option, and then deploying, because it's not just about the railroad itself. What we've heard today is electrification of 4,000 kilometers of the network, which is a huge challenge. So we can think just of the electrification of the network, but how do you actually go about doing that? So the support mechanism you need in place is you're going to have substations every so many kilometers along that network as well. So you need that infrastructure building. Again, crossing of that railroad as well. So it's a whole array of different solutions that we're bringing in terms of the rail work itself, as well as supporting structures and allowing people to move around that.
India soon would be getting a bullet train as well. So are you planning to collaborate in the upcoming projects of the Indian Railways?
We would always be very open to an invitation from the railways to talk to them about what their future plans are. Certainly the technology that we have both in the infrastructure area and also in the monitoring of rolling stock is adaptable to all types of railroad practices and rolling stock. So we would welcome that opportunity to visit and discuss that further with them.
And apart from providing solutions to the railways, which core sectors do you plan to collaborate or partner with the Indian government or for the development of the cities? In
terms of the city construction, we've got major projects that are coming up. Housing for all, for instance, is a massive development. Trimble, we serve various verticals of the industry, from mining, rail, obviously we're showcasing today, to building and infrastructure, agriculture. So there's lots of different sectors that we can support with, and we have customers throughout India, from engineering design companies through to main contractors through to subcontractors, and we have solutions that really fit all of those different stakeholders. So it's from the hardware side, where it's geospatial, whether it's surveying, whether it's laser scanning, to solutions that are doing building information modeling, so virtualization of your projects, and then we start to look at how can we connect all these different stakeholders together. So not only are we looking at the hardware and software, but we're looking at cloud technologies as well, so how we can collaborate. One of those solutions would be Trimble Connect, which is kind of an ecosystem where it's a very open platform that enables both data capture coming from point clouds, data acquisition, enabling all the different stakeholders to view and look at that information, to taking that through to design and document control as well. And then later on we're looking at the life cycle. So how do we operate these buildings as well? So it's a lot of time, people often just focus on the construction element. But what we want to do is buildings should be around for the next 50 years, 100 years. So sustainability is quite right. That's the next part. And if I can refer back to the electrification, one of those the driving factors and forces behind that is sustainability. Because without that, as we know, we're in a situation where this is a big topic of the world right now, and everything that we do across Trimble is really to transform how the industry works as a whole. We're a very wasteful industry. The construction industry is one of the worst when we look at adopting technologies, and Trimble has across the board technologies that overnight we can change that. So it's really down to the people and processes to adopt those technologies, and from there we can really certainly help the industry.
In the end, I would like to ask, how big are you planning to invest in the development of not only railways but the other sectors of India as well?
That would be difficult to put a quantitative answer to. We certainly invest in areas where we see that there's big opportunities, or we invest in areas where we see that there's sustainable community opportunities as well. So we would always take a very valued approach to what we do with the way of investing. Certainly at this stage we have a commitment to invest time in exploring the various opportunities to make sure that what we're offering to the railways and the general construction industry in India is appropriate to what their needs are.
So on the investment part, Trimble, we're a stock listed company. Part of what we do, where we are in terms of ahead of the curve, is investment is in research and development. We have thousands of patents that the companies own over many years of R&D. So really our investment is on the technology front, what we can bring new to the table to change the way that we're doing things today. So it's more our man hours in developing special solutions.
Well, I thank you so much to both of you for having this conversation with us. Thank you.